Small town, big agenda. A lot going on in the Conway area. Find out more with this morning's guest on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning with the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on the Conway Area Chamber of Commerce, and we're visiting with its executive director, Bridgette Johnson. Good morning, Bridgette.
Hey, good morning, Greg. How are you?
Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
After such a flurry of things the last couple of weeks, leading up to the big event last week, and of course the luncheon this Wednesday.
Right.
A lot going on at the
Conway's
Chamber.
hopping.
Absolutely. And of course we're thrilled later this week on Thursday and Friday. Your counterpart at the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce is coming in, Brad Dean, to talk a little about some of the activities within the Myrtle Beach area.
Right.
Of which you all really overlap a good bit. Do you all end up having some membership that is in both chambers?
We do, and it's very, if folks are in the Conway area and their market is in Myrtle Beach, or if they're in Myrtle Beach and their market is in Conway, many join both so that they can network with both markets and both groups. And Myrtle Beach Chamber, of course, offers many benefits that the Conway does not, and Conway offers some that the Myrtle Beach does not. So if you can, it is beneficial to be a part of both.
Absolutely.
Two totally different groups of people.
Yeah, and of course the county being so large, there are some other chambers in there. Is there still a Little River area chamber?
There is a Little River chamber, Miss Mary Martin and Phyllis Ford out there, and then we have a Loris chamber and an Aner chamber. So we all work together. We meet monthly and basically talk about the events that are going on in our areas, and we really cross-promote. I know Little River does a lot for us in promoting our events, and we try to do the same for those folks. So
I think so many folks would wonder, where the heck do you all meet? Where do you end up being at one chamber members area, or do you all rotate to different chambers?
We meet in Myrtle Beach. We meet at the Myrtle Beach Chamber. That is really our hub when we do meet, and they held so many meetings, important meetings there when it comes to finances, and accommodations tax council meets there, and so we meet there every month.
I saw a lot of folks have been meeting recently out in Aner at the Myrtle Beach Area Chambers, that location, the visitor center.
Right.
A lot of meetings have been held out there. Of course, it's so central for folks in the PD coming down who make that trip to just hook up in Aner.
And it's beautiful down there.
It is. That's right.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Real quick about yourself, Bridgette, for folks who may not have called you when you were with us, I believe, in fourth quarter and again earlier this year. Are you originally from the area?
I am from Conway, born and bred Conway girl, 701 North.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so grew up here and worked at LHWH for the past 8 years in their public relations department. The LHWH is Lesnick, Himmelsbach, Wilson, and her whole advertising and public relations agency in Myrtle Beach. And got the opportunity to interview for my hometown to serve in their chamber as executive director, and I received it, and it's been one of the best opportunities I've ever had to work for my hometown.
Yeah. Now, has that been an easy transition? What's that like going from public relations, Bridgette? I mean, a lot of folks would think it's very similar, but is it? And has that been an easy transition?
I won't lie. I have a lot to learn when it comes to chamber, the runnings of a chamber, a successful chamber, and every day that I'm there, I learn more and more, and I learn more of what I want to do and the goals I have. And really, the board really gave me a year to get my feet wet and said, once you're in here a year and you learn a little bit, then you'll be able to tell us, maybe give us some recommendations. But what I could bring to the table is that PR background, and I feel like I've been very instrumental in helping some of our small businesses be more successful in their public appearance, in their publicity that they're receiving, and I've written several marketing plans for some of our small businesses.
Wow.
And folks are very appreciative of that because they don't have large marketing budgets. So that is one thing that I've brought to the table right away. And when you start talking about how to save money, folks start listening. So that's one thing that we've really focused on as a chamber member benefit this year.
So that sounds like it has been a good transition. And of course, that idea from the board supplying you that year, of course, I mean, I'm sure there were a heck of a lot of applicants for that position as executive director. And of course, the decision to make one with somebody who hadn't had chamber experience necessarily, other than maybe leadership events or otherwise, and that's a big deal. But
Well, I think what happened was, I think the reason that I was probably chosen is, one, I was a local girl, and I have the feeling of love for Conway to promote it. You know, to successfully sell something, you've got to have passion for it, and I have passion for my hometown. So that was one thing that really sealed the deal for me. But one thing was my marketing background, because Conway needs to be marketed not only as a chamber and our benefits, but also as a destination. And that's one thing, too, that we're doing, is promoting Conway as a destination. If you're coming to Myrtle Beach, most folks know about Myrtle Beach, but check us out for a day trip if you're already here. If not, come and spend the weekend with us. Spend the week with us. We've got the historical tour. We've got glass blowing. We've got Gullah Geechee Heritage. Dr. Veronica Gerald's got the ultimate Gullah shop there in Conway, and she speaks about that, you know, about the heritage there. We just have so many things that people want to come and see once they know about it. So
yeah.
Conway's a great place to visit.
And there was a one-act tea yesterday at the Cypress Inn on Mother's Day.
And believe it or not, Jim Ruddock made his first appearance in one of his plays, and he had 5 lines, and he said that most people think that's 4 too many, but he is a great guy, and they are doing a great job promoting that and getting folks down there to see.
They are. We have seen a lot of promotion of that, and of course, I know they had an event last Thursday, and this is something that had been going on since April, and of course, Catherine Martin, I believe, had kicked one off even earlier in the year. They've been really following up on that success.
Doing great.
A lot of folks are traveling to Conway from all over the area for events just like that, or you've got some other huge events coming up.
We just recently had our Jazz Fest, May 7th, and then May 14th, we're having the Bluegrass on the Waccamaw. Oh, yeah. And they're kicking that off on Friday night with an event down at the Peanut Warehouse. The Marshgrass Mamas are playing. Yeah. They're a all-female band, bluegrass band from Charleston. So they're kicking the event off on Friday night. So a lot of folks come in just for that. It's very family-oriented. And then, of course, we've really done something this year that until I got really involved in the chamber, I didn't know very much about this program, but that's why I really wanted to come and talk to you today, Greg. We have a youth leadership program and a Salute to Education program, which really focuses on the youth in our area. Right. We don't target just Conway. We target all of the schools in Horry County, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Loris, Aner, we have them all included. And youth leadership had graduation last week, the 4th. Right. But we take a group of 10th graders, and what we try to do is get at least 2 from every school in the county to get involved. It's a 5-month program. Once a month, every month, they'll get together as this group, and they'll have an all-day field trip. They tour HTC, they go to Columbia and tour the State House and the State Museum. I actually was able to go with them on that field trip, and it was a hoot. And these are not A students, not all of them are A students, but they are B, C level students who have leadership capabilities. And we really want to instill that in these students and really, show them, hey, if you get involved in Conway now, maybe you want to get involved in Conway, do business here. Don't move away to school. Stay here. Go to Coastal. Go to Horry, Georgetown Tech. Open your business here. Work here in Conway. We want to keep our people. And so that's really what we're trying to instill in those folks. And then we've just recently, or we're going to next Wednesday, the 11th, we're going to have a Salute to Education. Yeah,
that's the day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow. And we're actually, we work with the guidance counselors, and we get the top seniors in every school, and we have them nominate one from every school. Great. Based on, their academics, their leadership in the school and in their community. And then we bring them in, and it was, we wrote up their bios and the things that they were, involved in. And as we were proofing these things, I was reading them, and I thought, how in the world these kids have done more than I've done in my entire life, So, after we brought them in, though, and we interviewed them with a committee, and on Wednesday, someone will be presented with a scholarship, $1,300 scholarship, and every one of the nominees will receive a plaque, and they'll also get the opportunity to talk about or recognize their teacher who's been most inspirational to them throughout their career in school, and who, and those teachers will be accompanying them. So it's really a very good program for these seniors because it really promotes leadership, it promotes good academics, and it just keeps them enthused. And they're so excited to be there.
They've got to be. That's this Wednesday. I think I saw the luncheons at Wild Wing Plantation.
Wild Wing Plantation, May 11th at noon. And we've just had such community support for it. And like I say, I mean, I can't say enough good things about it because, and I do believe that we're the only chamber who's done this, but the most important thing, this was the 37th year that we've done
Wow.
that. And that says something, you know, about the community supporting
Absolutely.
it. So
That's
we're just
tremendous.
excited about it. And these seniors, they come in and they're just so well dressed. It's like they're going on a job interview.
Oh, I'm sure.
And just so excited to be nominated for something like that.
Well, of course, the excitement of an event like that this Wednesday, of course, the Bluegrass on the Waccamaw kicking off on Friday with the event at the Peanut Gallery, and, of course, the entire weekend. If a viewer needed to get off now to school or out to work, what's a good number to call to learn a little more about some of the activities this weekend as well as around the 4th and some other big activities that we're about to talk about?
248-2273. If you're out of town, the area code's 843-248-2273. But please call us. I mean, there's so many things going on in Conway, and if there's not a festival, there's still so many things to do in Conway.
Right. You also got that great-looking website, conwayscchamber.com.
Right, and the City of Conway also has a great website where you can come, and they post their events as well. So we cross-relate there. So
Absolutely. That's wonderful. You know, it's so fascinating when you think about events. Now, the event this Wednesday, the luncheon at Wild Wing, is that open to the public or is that by reservation only? I mean, is that more or less locked up?
It is locked up
Right.
because it's, you know, due to space constraints.
Sure.
But you know, their parents, of course, come,
Oh, yeah.
and the students don't know which one's going to be, you know, given the.
So you're not going to let the secret out right now?
No,
$1,300, that's a
no.
big deal, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just excited to be doing that, and hopefully the support will continue. And as we continue on, the amount of the scholarship will possibly increase. So.
You know, so oftentimes I'll hear that question. I never know exactly how to answer. I should always just give folks either your number or Brad or some of the other area chamber directors' numbers. But when folks ask about exactly how a chamber works or its primary mission, chambers, I'm sure, are considerably different. And when you talk about the chambers, even in Horry County, our viewers in the PD that may be members of chambers all over in southeastern North Carolina, what's the primary mission of the Conway area Chamber of Commerce, and what's it all about?
Well, I will say Brad's answer will be much different than my own.
I'll ask him later this week.
You can ask him too. But one thing, the main thing is that when you join the chamber, you take part in a group that really tries to promote the better business community in your town.
Mm-hmm.
And the small businesses, large businesses, all support the chamber. And what we do is we have various committees, and these committees are voices to the county, voices to the city government. And when you get really involved in the chamber can serve as your platform to have a voice. Mm-hmm. So when folks join the chamber, we honestly encourage them to get as involved as they can. And if not, let us keep them updated on what the chamber's doing. Mm-hmm. One thing we're really trying to work more closely, or keep our eyes on, is to work with the city government. And they have ordinances that they pass, in city council, and what we want to do is work more closely with the city and say, hey, this is going to work or this may not work. And it's having these relationships. The chamber's working to have better relationships with the city and with the county. And like with Brad, with the Myrtle Beach Chamber. The Myrtle Beach Chamber, because they are a much larger organization, they're out doing more broader issues for us, like I-73.
Right.
Late school start dates. They are able to just stretch out, where we're having to focus on, we support what the Myrtle Beach Chamber does, and the Myrtle Beach Chamber, as I said, is our hub.
Right.
And we support them and let them be the mouthpiece for all of the chambers, because I think we're all on board when it comes to these issues.
Mm-hmm.
And but what we basically do is whatever it takes to have a good, strong business community in Conway.
You made that very clear, and one of the great lines from your website, I love that, and I think you just said it, but the verbiage here, there's one reason for the chamber to exist, to do whatever is necessary to keep the area's economic condition at a level where business will risk their resources, where business will really make that effort to risk their resources in hopes of making profit in this community. It goes on to say, in any community, it's from the profitable operations of businesses that all other benefits are derived. And that's so critical to think about. If business weren't in a community, you really wouldn't have that regeneration of funds. People wouldn't have jobs to be able to remain in that community.
And people, and civic groups are so important in Conway. In any community, your civic groups are very important. But without the strong businesses in Conway, those civic groups wouldn't thrive. And this is just an example of Conway. And, a lot of folks focus on downtown in Conway because it has gone through the revitalization program. And you're seeing more and more businesses move down there. but because of the businesses that are there, the success of the businesses and the chamber in Conway, more and more folks are moving to Conway and moving to downtown. We have a Rivertown Landing development that's coming in right across from Walmart, which is not downtown, but it's out on 501, out towards the west side of Conway. They're trying to bring in a cinema, a 12-plex cinema coming in there. I've heard 8, I've heard 12, so we're hoping for the 12. But and around some water there, have more shops, more dining, more things like a barefoot landing in Conway. Things are happening in Conway.
Right.
We have a new art museum moving into Conway. We have a glass blowing. Actually, it's going to be called Pop's Glass Station. It's designed to look like an old gas station, and just more and more things are coming to Conway, and we are so excited about the new people that walk through the chamber doors going, I want to do business in downtown Conway, or I want to do business out on 501, and it's so exciting.
That must be thrilling. For viewers who've never visited the Conway Chamber office, where are y'all located? And if someone was to pop by, what would they find?
We are at 203 Main Street, which is just at the foot of the bridge, foot of the downtown historic bridge on the left, if you're coming in to Conway. And our office, we've got a fairly new office. We've been in that office three and a half years.
Yeah.
And when you walk into our lobby, we have a local muralist, Ruth Cox. She painted the history of Conway around the top of the building, and it is just gorgeous. From the 1800s, the Burris and Chapins in the area. It just tells the history of Conway, and it is beautiful. Folks who come to see us or new folks who join the chamber are surprised to find that we have a boardroom that is theirs. They can use it for free, and we have a lot of members who are taking us up on that, and at least once or twice a week we have someone having a session in the back in our boardroom using our pull-down screen and our data port. So it's exciting that people are really starting to view us as a community center.
Such a perfect place to meet, particularly for some of those area chamber members who aren't right there in the city, in downtown area.
Right.
Be able to come in and hook right up there. Is the chamber boardroom available all during the day? It
is, and we keep a schedule so that we don't overbook. So all folks have to do is just give us a call. We also have a smaller conference room up front that folks can use. I know SCORE, the group SCORE, they use that room a fairly good amount because they don't have a Conway location right now.
It was so exciting to hear. It was just recently I was hearing a little bit about Leadership Conway, but graduation's coming up, I believe, right at a month. I think June 8th.
June 4th.
June 4th.
Oh,
excuse me.
June
That's
4th.
right. That's wrapping up very soon.
Right. You're right. And as a matter of fact, they have toured. Their program is much more intense than the youth leadership. They meet every Wednesday from 8 to 12, and they have toured AVX, Pepsi Cola Bottling Company, J. Reuben Long Detention Center. They have toured so many places that really have an impact on our area. They have visited with city government, learned the history of Conway, so that if anyone were to ever approach these young leaders or new leaders into our area, they could answer pretty much any question posed about Conway and what drives our economic engine in Conway. So, like I say, there were 25 in that group, and they're excited, and I'm pretty sure they're excited to graduate too.
Oh, I'm sure. That's right. That's an event once a month. Is that? Did you say every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday morning.
Oh, come on.
Every Wednesday from 8 to 12.
Wow, that's a big
and for
commitment.
those who miss at least 2 sessions, and Mark Singleton, who you well know is in that group, they have to sell train tickets at our train rides for Around the Fourth. So, so we're reeling them in to do more chamber activities.
So you're hoping they miss. That's right. They miss events.
Miss just one.
Sure. Well, that's exciting. And of course, I'm glad you mentioned Round the Fourth. We got about 5 minutes. It's a critical opportunity to talk about Round the Fourth. Last time you were with us, you were sharing there were a couple of sponsorship opportunities still available. Obviously, a critical event now, a little more than a month away.
June 25th.
2 months away. Right. Oh, okay.
June 25th. June 25th. It's going to take place Saturday from 12 until 11 p.m. We have 3 main stage areas. One is under the historic bridge, that area at the Peanut Warehouse. One is at the Riverfront Park down at the marina, and one is on the front lawn of the old courthouse. And we have Doug Stone coming in as a headliner act, and Benny Anderson and the Drifters are coming in as well to headline our beach music stage. And we have live entertainment all day, food vendors, the Carolina Trust Federal Credit Union Arts and Crafts Show, and then the Anderson Brothers Bank is sponsoring our Business Expo. And of course, we have our Tribute to America that takes place on every stage at 6 o'clock. and then our at fireworks extravaganza at 9:30, and you can see them anywhere in downtown. Just park and you can see the fireworks. It's great. Last year we had over 50,000 people there. We are promoting this festival to our drive markets, our feeder markets, and hopefully we'll see even more people. So we're excited about that, and thank goodness the planning of it is, we almost have our arms around the planning of it. Sponsorships are done. As a matter of fact, we've just dropped our brochure off for printing, so we're good to go and going to hit the road getting that information to all of the Myrtle Beach Chamber outlets so that they can help us promote that event.
Sure. Y'all also, I think I saw we're running ads all over. I mean, really committing to advertise out of the market to bring folks in. You had great results last year, and 50,000 folks last year alone. That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Now, last year was a 2-day event, am I correct? And this year is down to a 1-day.
Down to 1 day, but we extended the hours. Last year it was like from 3 to 11. This year it's from noon to 11. But volunteer burnout you go through, you can't control the rain, you can't control the weather, so just to make things a little simpler for the businesses who are participating in the Business Expo and the food vendors, get them out there 1 day. The most popular day, so we're having them out there on Saturday.
Oh, I bet. I think I also saw on the website a little information about y'all's ambassador program, but one other thing was business after hours, which I think is coming up on May 19th.
Right.
And that's opportunities for folks who are not business members to come in, or is that only...
Exactly. I mean, just visit with us. We always invite folks who aren't members to come in, see what you're missing. You just get a taste of it. This year it's going to be at Coppers. I'm sorry, this month it's going to be at Coppers, and it is sponsored by Coppers and our Main Street USA Revitalization Program. They've gone in together to sponsor it. But these are excellent ways to come in and just network with people in the Conway market. Some Myrtle Beach people are there, North Myrtle Beach. Lots of folks are there, and just go out and just see what it is. And we actually have a program. If you're a new business, take the microphone, talk to us a little bit about your business. It is our chamber members programs. We don't dominate it. We turn it over. So I encourage anybody to come.
Good. And ambassador programs have kicked off and are going strong. I think you all just reignited those recently, as well as the member-to-member discounts, and I think some other breakfast events that are happening.
We did. We've just got so many new things going on. I can't tell you all about the new things.
How do you keep up? Yeah, how do you keep up with your family?
You should see my day timer.
I know,
and then to add in a 2- and a 3-year-old.
Emma and Elijah are going to be jumping on you.
I'm Mother of the Year for this year.
Yeah, that's right. We got to talk to somebody about that.
Right, we do. Mother's Day is...
Do y'all give out y'all give out some big of the year events,
at our
volunteer
annual
of the year?
event,
That's right.
At our annual meeting, and that will be it's always the third Thursday in October.
Okay.
And this year, for the folks who are our business members and who will be attending, it is going to be something to attend this year.
Oh, wow.
We are really revamping our annual meeting this year, and as a matter of fact, I had a meeting about that this morning, and I'm so excited, but I'm not going to say a word about it because it is a secret right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we are very excited about our annual meeting this year.
Great. Yeah, and stuff going on, of course, being a Conway native, you see so many folks growing up, and they've seen some of the changes in the area. Do you talk about that with folks, how the area has changed so much, but you all have still remained, as you said, the downtown area, the revitalization there, so oftentimes a downtown, dilapidate a little bit, everyone moves out of the area, and then coming back in to revitalize that area. That's happening a lot. When you talk to folks or friends you grew up with, what's that like?
Well, you know, as a matter of fact, I was talking to somebody about that yesterday. Downtown, when I was a small child, I didn't go to downtown. You went to Coastal Mall. And Coastal Mall was the community center. That's where the 4th of July events took place. And I remember I would go with my best friend's grandmother to downtown to Abrams. That was where we would go downtown, and we would just sit in the car while she was inside shopping. And but now everybody is, I mean, there's so much for everybody down there, and you know, you've got the art galleries down there, you've got the things to see down there. More and more people are going down there. The theater is a big draw downtown, the museum, and even though folks continue to use that Coastal Mall area as a hub, you see more and more of the niche market going into the unique boutique type things going into downtown. So you've got something, you may go to Coastal Mall, but there's always something downtown that interests you because there's so much there. So it's just growing. I'm just so excited about what Conway is turning into, and there's just more to come. So.
And of course that key aspect of, I don't know if it was recently or if you've always had that, of adding area in there, Conway Area Chamber of Commerce, because you are getting so many members from outside of the city, as you talked about some of the expansion along 501, how that corridor was expanded and really changed the air.
Right, right. You know, the Conway Main Street USA, they do focus on downtown.
Right.
We take that enthusiasm and we work it out. We work on 905, 701, 378. We are everywhere. We don't just focus on downtown, and we don't focus within the city limits. We actually have some folks in Tabor City, North Carolina, who are Conway members.
Great, good.
And we have a couple in Florida, believe it or not. So
is that right?
That's
Great.
exactly right. So we're just, whoever wants to be a part of Conway can. We're not cliquish in any way, and a lot of folks think you have to be invited to really get involved in the chamber. That is not true, and I can't say that enough. You do not have to be invited to sit on a committee. We encourage folks to get involved, and we encourage new ideas. That's what will keep us fresh. That's what will keep us on top. That's what will keep us growing. So we just need new, fresh ideas. New, fresh people.
Those are great words. Thanks so much for being with
You're
us
welcome.
this morning, Bridgette.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Bridgette Johnson coming up next. Eight 843-248-2273, 843-248-2273. Write down that number. You heard her say it. People who want to get involved in Conway can. You have an opportunity, or you can visit the website, www.conwayscchamber.com. A lot of big events coming up. June 25th is a special celebration around the 4th. Give them a call. See how you can get involved.